Entitled Mother Tries to Steal My Shower. Some context: I'm not at home, actually at a campground. I was gonna take a shower because I got sweaty while hiking. Who doesn't? Anyway, I found the last open shower. I was about to get undressed for my shower when I hear a knock at the door. Who is it? I ask. I heard the response, "Ugh. You hurry up, my darling NK needs his shower before he goes to bed." I told her, "Ma'am, I was just about to start. You can look for another shower if you want. Kinda asshole-ish in retrospect. But there are no bathrooms left. You can go after my darling NK, and I won't take no for an answer." Geez, this lady is persistent. I heard a tinier voice. It's fine. I can go after him. No, gentlemen are supposed to let ladies go first always. You should get out of there, bastard. I just ignored her after that. Did I know? Forgot to lock the door. This lady just walked in like nobody's business, and even worse, a kid came pre-naked, and she hit my eyes and yelled, "Get out." He ran out of the shower and finally let me be. I don't know why she thought she could go in anyway. Why anyone would undress their kid in their RV trailer and let them run around naked. But I'll always lock my door from now on. I never thought I would encounter a Karen, but here I am.
Mother decides it's time I get married to some random guy and not my boyfriend. Oh boy, I finally get a chance to show off my parents' entitlement. This one was so fun to find out about. A little necessary background. I am currently no contact with my parents and siblings and have been for over a year. Extended family I am okay with and spend a lot of time with. I currently live with my boyfriend, which my entire family is aware of but don't know much. We are also Desi, Indian. My boyfriend is white. For Christmas, I visited my aunt and cousins to drop off presents. It was a socially distant exchange, but I stayed a while to chat about things. Whenever I see my aunt, she tends to give me important updates about my parents and immediate family. For example, I knew my mom broke her arm, or that my brother and his wife moved closer to home. Things like that. So my aunt had a little tidbit she wanted to share with me before I headed out. "So, Mom has a proposal for you." Apparently a family friend had reached out to my mother, not knowing about our no-contact situation, and thought that her son would have been a perfect match for me. I literally know nothing about this guy, but my mother apparently rushed ahead agreeing with this friend. He sent my photo and information, and that friend loved me apparently. My mother then called my aunt, sent her the guy's photo and information, and cried saying she didn't know how to get in contact with me to share the good news, and would she reach out to me and show the photo. My mother kept stressing that he's a good boy from a good family, and we know this person, and that person, and how it'd be a great match. And he lives in Chicago, so I could be under my sister's nose. One sister lives in Chicago. Why, married in wouldn't be so wonderful. My aunt responded with, "Mom, okay, yeah, sure, Mom," and just didn't really give my mother an opinion. While speaking to my aunt about this, I was incredulous. She is all for mending my relationship with my family but understands and respects my space. My aunt is well aware that my boyfriend and I live together, so she took what my mother said with a grain of salt, but oh my God. I'm just appalled by my mother and what she thinks is okay to say about me to other people. Thank you everyone for your replies and comments. South Asian kids sometimes don't get enough love in the parent department, and weddings are a nonsensical topic often. I have a ton more stories about my crazy mother and family to share. Edit 2. Well, this blew up. Thank you everyone for the awards and the comments. Edit 3. Oh wow. I honestly didn't think I was going to get more than 100 views on this, and apparently I have over 5K. I'm really stunned. A couple of things I want to point out since I'm commenting a few of the same things. 1, I'm not going to meet the poor guy my mother is attempting to set me up with. First off, he's in the U.S. and I'm in Canada. COVID aside, it's just not safe right now to cross the border. Secondly, it's cruel. I'm not going to be mean to someone who's innocent in this situation, despite how crazy it is. Third, my boyfriend is aware of the situation, and he thinks it's funny. 2, my mother's entitlement comes from thinking she can do something as drastic as send me a potential proposal. when we aren't talking and haven't been for over a year. Not the fact that she's doing that. A lot of Indian kids have dealt with some kind of proposal situation in their lives. It's specifically because of the no-contact situation. 3. My aunt is awesome and I love her. She's not snitching to my mother or oversharing any information about me. She always asks me what I'm comfortable with saying to my parents. Currently, if anyone asks about me, her default is that I'm fine and she leaves it at that. She has my full confidence. 4. I'm not going to break my no contact to complain about this situation to my mother or anyone in my immediate family. It happened. I thought it was really entitled, and that's it. I don't need to say anything to her. There's enough talk going on about me. I've tried to answer whatever comments come in, but damn, there's so many. When I have a chance, I'll try to write up the chronicle of what happened at my cousin's wedding. It was insane. Thanks, everyone.
Let my baby see the dog. I had an eventful Christmas. Between toxic family members and this situation, Lord knows I'm ready for 2021. Also obligatory on mobile. Me, the sarcastic smart ass who was not in the mood for BS. Wife, mega hot sexy lady whom I love dearly. And Miles the dog. Samson the dog. Entitled Mom. AB, entitled Brat 8. AB elder entitled Brat had to be 14. G Grumps, who was walking on thin ice with me, but in this situation he was appreciated. So after an incredibly toxic family dinner, my wife and I decided to take our dogs on a walk. I have 2 dogs, and both of them are rescues. The first one, named Miles, is Chunkmeister Supreme, super patient and super kind. The other dog, named Samson, is an anxious mess. He was abused and he barks at random strangers. He is a sweet boy, but we've been working on leash aggression. Anyway, we began our walk around our neighborhood when my wife realized she forgot something. She had Samson and quickly ran inside to grab it. I believe it was gloves. It was cold outside. Don't quote me on that. As I'm waiting in our driveway, Em and Ibi walk by. It starts off as a normal neighborly talk, and then we wish a Merry Christmas. Ibi stopped and pet Miles, which is completely fine with me. Miles likes attention, and he is a sweet dog who can handle it. Em continues talking when I hear a bark come from our front door. I turn and my wife is standing in the doorway. She sees Em and Ibi and goes back in the house and waits for them to leave. That's always our routine with Samson, as he needs a minute to get used to being on his leash. Ibi saw my other dog and ran over to the glass door to look at him. Samson is losing his shit behind the glass, and I quickly run over and try to explain the normal. He had a bad owner before we adopted him, so he is scared. The kid didn't care. He wanted to see Samson, and he demanded to see him now. He put his hand on the doorknob to try and open it, and I lightly pushed his hand off it. The Em ran over, and I expected her to explain to her kid why he couldn't just open up someone's door, especially during a pandemic, but instead she yells at me for pushing his hand off. I was taken aback, but apologized nonetheless. I just wanted them to get away from the door. The little boy kept screaming he wanted to see Samson, and I was trying to explain to the mom why that wasn't possible when she crossed her arms and frowned. If he's so violent, maybe I should just call animal control. At this point, my mood is terrible. I look at the woman and tell her that she can get off my property now and have a Merry Christmas. She rolls her eyes and takes Ibi by the hand and walks to the street. She stands right off my driveway and crosses her arms, and tells me that if I bring the dog out and it barks, she is going to call animal control. Ibi is still screaming for the dog, and I just look at my wife, defeated. I felt like this is the type of woman who would follow us on the walk just to be petty. So I walked back into the house, took my dogs off the harnesses, and my wife, and we went on our walk without them. That was fine. When we got back, however, my grandfather's screaming at someone. My wife and I ran over to see our back gate open, Ibi and Ibi, who is new so sorry if that's confusing, was standing at the gate of our backyard with my grandpa standing between them. They had a super soaker and were wanting to spray our dogs for being mean dogs. I took the water gun from them and broke it. Then I tossed it into the street. Probably overdramatic, but if Samson was back there when they were sneaking back, this could have gone really wrong. They ran off crying, and the Em came waddling back to our house. He wouldn't answer the door, and so she stayed on our porch for 30 minutes. and demanded we buy a new Super Soaker for her kids. When she finally left, she threatened to crack our gate open in the middle of the night so the dogs would get out. Thankfully, my wife had the right mind to record this, so if anything happens, we can bring it to the authorities. All this to say, please just listen to people when they're working with a reactive dog. Hope everyone here had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. Edit. I just wanted to thank everyone who gave awards. It was nice a little surprise to wake up to. I'll keep you all updated on the situation as it unfolds. Hopefully this was the last thing that happens. I did buy a lock this morning. That's securely on there as we speak. I bought Samson and Miles a treat because cute, and I was almost tempted to buy a Super Soaker and spray them if I ever see them walking around. Just have it locked and loaded. However, I reminded myself I'm an adult and don't want to stir drama. Hopefully this is the last story of the MVP and EB.
Like and subscribe for more incredible videos.